Hello, world. This is the Vinyl Casket, home to the lamest taste. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, all at the Vinyl Casket, one word, where you can subscribe, like, and comment, hit the bell for much, much more. This is my favorite series, my personal series, the one I love to do. This is Rewind Reviews. This is episode 5. Little intro into what episodes 5, 6, and 7 are going to be, and that is Star Wars. First episode, we're going to dive into the original trilogy. Episode 6 will be the prequels, and then episode 7 will be the sequels. I'll only be talking about in these reviews the main numbered movies. I won't be talking about the shows, the animated series, or the spin-off little movies that fit in between. Okay, so we're going to start off with the original trilogy, episode, what would later be known as episodes 4, 5, and 6, New Hope, which originally just Star Wars, and then it became A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and what is it? Something of the Jedi, Return of the Jedi. And honestly, this is iconic, right? The first one premiering in 1977, second one in 1980, and the third one in 1983, I believe. Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, iconic cast, establishing characters such as Darth Vader, C-3PO, R2-D2, giving us the X-Wing. The lightsabers were established here, the Republic, Yoda, all the things that are Chewbacca, the Millennium Falcon, the Death Star, everything that is iconic to Star Wars that was for years, especially before the prequels ever came out, and to this day are iconic things that have been used throughout the prequels and the sequels and all the other sources of media, including the comics that were going on for years, I believe at Dark Horse or IDW, I can't remember which one, but this is such an important franchise, and these three movies, this original trilogy, set the standard for everything related to Star Wars. So, obviously, if you haven't watched a Rewind review, it's mostly I have to rewatch it recently in order to do one of these reviews. I rewatched all the main Star Wars movies with my wife, and I am going to give you my honest opinion, my experience, watching it all the times I've watched it. These are iconic. I love these movies. I love Mark Hamill. I think that all the parodies that have been based on these are incredible and have created a pop culture buzz. So, influence and importance-wise, these movies, out of all 9, are the most important. I feel like you need to watch these to watch anything else. I think these establish the universe okay. I do think that nowadays, going into these, you could be a little blind, not knowing what a Jedi is, not knowing, where that stuff in episode 1 is kind of like slowly trickled, and you learn a lot more, and then the build into that, and then the build of Vader, stuff like that. But the original feeling of watching these, right, and then being a kid when the prequels came out, I watched these a bunch of times and the prequels came out, so I knew who Darth Vader was, and then to find out who Darth Vader really was, when you see this guy and oh, my name's Anakin Skywalker, you're like, what, Luke Skywalker? All right, back to these. Out of the 3, I think my favorite is episode 5. I know that's the revelation of Darth Vader being Luke's dad and him cutting his hand off, because if you know later on, Anakin had also lost like the same hand, and that leads to a whole thing. And then in the sequels, it's a big thing with him not having the hand. That's important. That was an iconic moment. Obviously, the Death Star being blown up the first time is in that movie. Iconic moment. The X-Wings embedded in my brain. Watching this again, that was my favorite movie out of the 3. I believe that episode 4 is a little slow, but obviously established Obi-Wan Kenobi as like the man that he is and the importance that he played there, and introduces everyone into roles. 5, I think, is the best film. I just think story-wise, the action and the accomplishments there. And then 6 is just an important finish to it all. Capping off something that hadn't been added on to besides those comics that are not non-canon for years in film and TV. Nothing had gone past episode 6 until episode 7 came out in the late 2010s. Incredible. So obviously modern time period, these are changing the game. These films cinematically changed the game. Production, editing, everything changed the game. Watching them again, I think they still stay. The remastered versions that you'll be able to find on Disney Plus, incredible. Good. Characters, acting's great, action's great. Obviously special effects are a little lacking, but it's still pretty good. The sand pit, Jabba's palace, great stuff. Falling out of what's the sky planet? I'm forgetting. These are great. Rerun review, going back, watching these, I think that this trilogy gets, out of 5, a 4.8. I'm going to go with 4.8. We're setting the bar at 4.8. Individually, I think 4 gets a 4.2, 5 gets a 4.7, and then 6 gets a 4.4. And that's going to round out my rerun review, episode 5. Yes, episode 5 of Rewind Reviews, the original Star Wars trilogy. Stay tuned for 6 and 7, where I talk about the prequels and the sequels. Thank you guys. Remember, this is the home to lamest taste. This is the Von Casket, one word. Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. Subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell for much more. Do me a massive favor and stay lame.